What's going to happen with that storm system and how it'll affect you. Stay with us.
Honda generators. Power when you really need it.
Look for Honda generators at your local Honda power equipment dealer.
Helen's back would hurt. She'd take 2 Tylenol, but hours later she'd have to take more. Her doctor said try Aleve.
I could take just 2 Aleve all day. With Tylenol, I was taking up to 8.
Aleve works up to 12 hours.
Aleve, all day strong, all day long.
Ahead on WeatherScope. Winter threatens a return to parts of the Northeast, including New York City. The latest coming up on WeatherScope after your local forecast.
This is your local forecast. Weather information you can plan on, only on the Weather Channel.
This special edition of WeatherScope is sponsored by the island of St. Martin. Twice the vacation, twice the fun.
Next on WeatherScope, as cleanup of massive tornado damage moves into high gear, the potential arises again for more severe weather in the south. And the rain connected with the system threatens increased flooding in the Ohio Valley and possibly a wintry mix for the Northeast. Those stories plus in-depth forecast and analysis in this edition of WeatherScope.
Well, that same spring-like storm that brought a lot of severe weather to the southeast will bring a little taste of winter weather to New York and Pennsylvania in a form of wintry mix of sleet and snow as we move in towards the evening. Good morning, I'm Dennis Smith, and this is another edition of WeatherScope. As we settle in to talk about the potential of severe weather in the Carolinas, will they feel the punch of that same system that brought the death and destruction across the south? We'll find out with the latest on this system as it continues to move to the northeast. We'll return you to our forecast center and Lisa Moser.
Good morning, Dennis, and thank you, and good morning, everyone. What we are looking at is not a lot of changes in the weather pattern. It does look like the Carolinas will be seeing some thunderstorms this afternoon, and they do have the potential of those thunderstorms becoming more intense, possibly severe. What we are looking at is a low-pressure center now over the Ohio Valley. In addition, with this low-pressure center, we're seeing lots of cloud cover, very windy conditions, and very wet. The rain showers continue to bring problems for eastern Kentucky, all of West Virginia, Virginia and much of the Ohio state area. The rain showers at this time more widespread, moderate. We are seeing a few thunderstorms that are embedded in this large area, this large shield of precipitation that is mostly rain. We're looking at an area that has had quite a bit of rain over the weekend. Kentucky reported between 4 and 12 inches of rainfall for the weekend, so an area that's not looking forward to the additional rain showers. It does look like conditions are much better for the western half of Kentucky. So if you are doing some traveling on Interstate 77, 79, 64, we're talking about very mountainous terrain. The low-lying areas do look for problems with flooding that will be lasting through this afternoon and through tonight. Now, earlier this morning, we saw a stronger line that is in association with the system. This is the edge of the leading air mass that is colder. I say colder, but what we are going to see is warming in behind it simply because the cloud cover has begun to broke in behind this frontal boundary. We'll continue to watch, however, by this afternoon, the line of thunderstorm activity begin to intensify and increase with the heating of the day. And of course, we are just a few hours away from the maximum heating of the daytime period, and that does mean that it does look like the thunderstorms will be causing some problems for the Piedmont area in the Carolinas, and that's where we're going to keep our concern this afternoon. Now, over the weekend, the thunderstorms associated with this system did plague through much of the Arkansas area, and we're looking at video. Its most powerful punch was the tornado that was associated with the thunderstorm activity that tore through Arkansas, killing at least 24 people. Now, the residents in Arkansas, of course, are trying to clean up this mess today. The heaviest damage was in the college town of Arkadelphia, that's southwest of Little Rock. It was a four-block area. The town basically was leveled during that period of thunderstorm and tornadic activity. Let's go back to the radar. Again, I want to show you that this line has pretty much just kind of died out the past couple of hours, but we look for that same line of activity to intensify as that leading edge of colder air pushes to the southeast. Now, the majority of the precipitation at this time is with the system that's moving to the northeast, but it is the cooler air that's going to be coming in contact with that warmer air towards the central area of the Piedmont, and of course that's the area that's going to mean some trouble for much of the Carolinas. We're looking at through this afternoon, early afternoon, and into this evening. The red, of course, looking at possibly severe area for the Carolinas. Strong thunderstorms very likely for much of the central area as well. So in and around that area, you do want to be on the lookout for strong thunderstorms. These thunderstorms could possibly be associated with very strong winds, hail, and of course dangerous and damaging lightning. Again, we do have a wintry mix also to tell you about if you're doing some traveling in and around the Philadelphia area where we have ice pellets. This again is associated with the northern corner of the system. The precipitation toward the north of the low has been associated with some colder temperatures, and of course with that colder air.